Yo, so welcome back to episode 51 of the Raw Pod. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the last episode 50. Got over 130 views. I appreciate that. I know it's not a lot, but I appreciate every single view. Shout out to Marcus, Alonzo, Ram, and Kazakhstan. I could tell from analytics, a lot of people tuned in from Kazakhstan, so I really do appreciate that. Yeah, thank you to all y'all for tuning in. Even thank you to the ladies from Olipop for coming up and hopping on saying something. And thank you for Dallas just being live. Today, I want to talk about the gambling epidemic in America. It's not even like an epidemic. I should call it a gambling crisis. The reason I wanted to talk about it is there's been a string of NBA players getting arrested for like things related to gambling. Last year, I think Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones. Oh, worse. Yeah, Terry Rozier. So allegedly there was a game like his ankle was hurt, but he still played. But he told somebody he was gonna leave the game early, and so they bet like $200,000 on his underperformance. Of course, they came up off of that, and Chauncey Billups, of course, he was the coach of the Portland Trailblazers. I guess he was passing off information about some of his players being hurt, and then Damon Jones was passing off information about LeBron and some other players on the Lakers about them being hurt. Yeah, it's crazy, but my thing is, with the amount of how much like these gambling and sports books and prediction markets have tied into these sports leagues, the major sports, professional sports leagues, of course this stuff is going to happen. I mean, you are plastering it all over the place. I mean, they're getting like LeBron James, other. I mean, I shouldn't have to say anybody outside of his name. If LeBron James is in gambling companies, it means anybody's going to do it. That means they're offering a lot of money. And of course, they have a lot of money because it's the gambling companies. Like that, everybody knows why casinos and sports. Everybody knows why they make a lot of money because it's rigged it's rigged for the house. Like it's for you to lose your money, and that's. I'm not gonna act like I'm holier than thou. I'm not gonna act like I'm better than anybody. I've gambled. I've won some money. I've lost some money gambling, but I've never been like tied into it. Like because I don't understand why people buy into the scam. And I don't want to hear, if you had $5 one time and made $200, you came up with that. That's one time. The majority of people, even the people who say they're getting rich they're living off of gambling. Some of them, I will admit, some of them do. And I think some of those people have inside information, but most of the time they're getting paid off of the same thing. Everybody else gets paid off of, like they sell courses and information, all that stuff. People aren't getting rich off of gambling like this, and these companies are betraying average people coming off getting rich. It's evil. Like this stuff is evil. I want you to understand something. In the United States, before 2018, sports betting was pretty much illegal in every state except for Nevada. And so, think about like we're 8 years later, and think about how sports books they dominate the ad space. Everywhere you go, every time you turn on a sports game. DraftKings, Kalshi. Like, why is it everywhere? And with the advertisement, guys, tobacco, nicotine ads, alcohol ads, and even marijuana ads in states where marijuana is legal, they all have to be regulated in both the state level and the federal level. So, like, the fact that we could put gambling ads everywhere it's when you put gambling ads everywhere, you're just creating more gambling addicts, and that's just the way it is. Gambling is just by nature an addicting thing. Like it's not just a matter. I know people will say like, well, you cannot gamble, you can't gamble. I mean, first of all, when it's everywhere, almost every American watches sport. Almost every American male watches football, NFL. So when you see NBA too, hockey, MLB, it's all everywhere. When you see it everywhere, it's just put in your head. And then they have something called the inducements. And the inducements is what got me onto the gambling ads. Inducements are when they offer you, if you sign up, you get $5, free $5 and free coins or whatever. You get some amount of money to place a bet. That's what be getting me, because that stuff does come with no strings attached, because it's such they can afford to give away. Because they be giving away these things to millions of people. They can afford to give $5 to millions of people because they know of that million of people, at least half of them are going to be coming back and spending more and more and more. Because you can $5 on these sports books, you could probably make a quick $10 to $15 easily. If you watch sports, you should be able to make $10 to $15, even 20, 25, like 30. Like you can make a good amount of money with $5. But that's the bad thing about it. Like it's just one time. You win one time. and then you're cooked. You're screwed. And like I said, I'm speaking from experience. Now I'm not saying because I bet my anecdotal evidence means how it is for everybody, but in states that gambling is legalized, or I think really just you could say the rest of the country in general, gambling addiction has rose by 60%. Like, that's and there's a clear factor: the legalization of gambling, and not just the legalization of gambling. It's one thing, for to have gambling, and like I live in Texas. Gambling is pretty much casinos are pretty much illegal in Texas. I think gambling is considered illegal in this, but that's the loopholes too. The loophole things like that. Even in states where gambling's not fully illegal, the fact that these sports books can operate like that, what that's a part of the problem. It's not just seeing it on the ads. You're gonna hear most likely you're gonna know somebody or multiple people who have gambled and have won some sort. So it's gonna be word of mouth, peer pressure, all that working against somebody. I mean, someone's gonna. I mean, it's just a trend, and they're pushing it. And it's not even just like sports books and gambling ads. If you're a gamer, then you know about loot boxes. And basically, if you know what a loot box is, it's like you pay real life money to get like a reward box in a game. I don't want to sound like a freaking out of touch boomers explaining this, but I mean, y'all know what a loot box is, and then you get like some in-game stuff. A lot of games, like the stuff you get from a loot box is like it'll make you better. Like it's pay to win. It'll greatly improve your experience. Like some games are based off of microtransactions. Roblox. And the reason I'm bringing up Roblox, of course, I'm an adult, so most adults don't have to deal with gambling on Roblox. But Roblox is a kid game. Loot boxes on Roblox is like the thing. They were third-party sites that let you, like kids, sign up with their Roblox account, and they could gamble Robux on these third-party sites. They got shut down, but like this was a real thing. So they're from a young age, you're pushing, and then the loot boxes on these games, they look like freaking casinos. Like, I don't think anybody. Well, I'm gonna say, I don't think most people didn't realize the danger of. Which I don't know how they didn't. The danger of having access to casinos in their pocket. Of course, legally, I guess it's not called gambling. It's called something else. But and then it's like something sweet. I don't know what it's called. I just watched the CoffeeZilla video before this to research. So I'm gonna link that and post it right here. So y'all go check that out. Shout out CoffeeZilla. It's everywhere, and so you're expecting, and a lot of these NBA players, because the gambling, you can tell it's forced on them with how many of them have gambling addictions. There's a clear issue with gambling in the NBA. There's a clear history, and they still have the gall to promote it like openly, put it on their courts. Like you had a referee getting caught rigging games for gambling, and they have like, why is no one calling this out? Why is this not spoken about more? This is crazy. And then of course they're going to like it, if it's some NBA players are going to fall victim to it, and they're going to want like they can make as much money as their entire contract, like a role player could, if they give up some information they shouldn't have been giving up, or if they like underperform. They can make a lot of just extra money, extra cash, because they have to pay their agents. Then most NBA players live above their means because they want to just live this extra high rapper lifestyle. So another thing why people, so many of us are falling victim to the gambling. Not us, because like I said, I'm speaking out against it, so I'm not victim to it. Now I played a couple times, but then I was like, what's the point of just giving away money? Like I'm not gonna say people who do it are stupid, but I'm just saying I kind of think I should know better, and I do know better. I know I'm smart enough to see through it and not just like follow. But anyway, what I'm saying is, everybody can agree the U.S. economy is bad. It's getting more unaffordable as the years go by, and blah 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 blah. Because of Ronald Reagan, everybody say fuck you, Ronald Reagan, because it's his fault, and Richard Nixon too. But you see these ads with these get rich quick schemes, and you've seen it like with COVID, the PPF scams, the freaking Forex shit, like these traders and all that, these courses they're selling, copywriting, like stuff. People are selling courses about stuff about how to get rich so they can live this lavish yacht lifestyle. That's gambling is just a part of it, and that's just the underlying issue is like people aren't making it working just regular jobs, and the regular lifestyle doesn't look appealing to a lot of people because, and I know this might be controversial for some people, but I always believe, somebody working at McDonald's or Walmart, if they're working like full-time hours, full-time work, Sorry, I had to focus. But if they're working full time hours, full time work, they should be able to live off of that. I mean, they're working, they have a job, and yes, it's not the most high skilled, and it might be replaceable, but still, they're doing it. Like I don't. We're in this. We got this society that like if you work, unless you work certain jobs, you don't deserve to live. You don't deserve to have that. Like it's insane, and this is why people fall victim to this gambling stuff. And the thing is, a lot of these people like the Silicon Valley, the people who run these AI schemes and all the technology stuff that's taking away people's jobs, making it more unaffordable, Elon Musk and all them, they invest in these prediction markets. They know they're ruining the economy, and then they're making money off of people being desperate. And people need to wake up and realize that. Like that's what the underlying issue is. That I could never gamble again because I see through all this stuff, and the evil. It's just evil, and like evil makes me mad. Like, there's legit statistics in states where gambling was legalized, like bankruptcy rose, debt rose, like wherever gambling goes, like it stuff negativity, financial negativity follows, and it's clear. And yes, and people say, like I said, oh, you don't have to gamble, you don't have to do it, blah 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 blah. But people are desperate, like that's why. And as I mentioned before, alcohol, marijuana, and nicotine, tobacco, those ads are limited and regulated heavily. So why aren't gambling ads limited and regulated? Like we know, like it's meant to lose money. So why is there like a bigger sin tax? I mean, which there is in a lot of states where it's legal, and it does gather revenue. So I guess that's one big. I guess that's one big positive people say, and it generates revenue, but like at the cost of what? Like the whole thing is people giving away their money to these greedy gambling companies that are rigged against them. Like and maybe I'm just lame, maybe there's a reason why, even though I live so close to a casino, like 30 minutes away, I don't have a desire to go because I don't feel right. I can't feel right. Like I'm too, I guess, woke and self-aware. I'm too aware. I'm too like in touch. Like it would go against my morals to sit there and support that. And just it's not even just supporting, like sit there and go lose my like oh my gosh. And then you go lose money, like, and that's just fun for people, you go lose money, and people just don't realize they'll spend, $250 to win $200, and then they get the dopamine release. Like and then I haven't talked much about these prediction markets. The prediction markets are more evil than gambling sports books, because why are we letting people put money down on real high level, like real events going on, like wars, people being killed? Why are people allowed to put money on? Like, what kind of society are we building? Like, this is dystopian, and people aren't realizing that, and people don't blink twice at that. Like, you can like a big thing was people betting on the Ukraine and Russian war, Russia war. That war is awful. Like they're like, I'm not trying to make jokes, but both sides are just so strategic, and that's what a lot of things with Slavic wars. Not to be offensive or anything, but they just mow each other down. Like that's a high death toll, and it's a stalemate. And people are betting on that. Like these are people giving their lives up, and they're killing people who are like genetically their brothers. Like Russians and Ukrainians are pretty much, I'm not gonna say the same people because I don't want none of them to chop me up and put me in the river or nothing, but they're very much related. Like they're chopping each other down, and people are just on the other side of the country just betting money on that, and people just don't think twice. And it's just, I don't know, like, not to be this guy, but I was literally watching fireworks, popping fireworks, and I was thinking, it's just, how lucky are we to be celebrating our nation's 250th birthday, just watching fireworks on the ground, but like other people across the world, like their nation isn't even like 70 years old without getting new governments and rockets. Kids having to watch rockets hit the ground. Like, that seems lame, and you could say I'm, just saying that to look cool or look a certain way, but I'm not. Like, I really do think shit like that. So I could not imagine putting money down over when a war is gonna cease fire, or, if how many people are gonna die during it. Like, what are we doing? And to make it all worse, it's bad enough to like rich, influential people bet on it. Guys, Kalshi and Polymarket, they have both put Donald J. Trump Jr., the president's son, They're both executive advisors on these two prediction markets. And aren't these two prediction markets supposed to be competitors? Yes, they are, because they're the two biggest in the game, and they have the same executive advisor. What does that tell you? They're all connected. Like, I don't know, like only 20 or 30 people, maybe 40, 50 if I get lucky, people are going to see this. And so I hate that I'm just rambling in my garage looking crazy right now. But, like, it's just because they're just taking money. I'm seeing them take money from hardworking people. They're hardworking money just because, and it's just because the stuff that's affecting their brain. And the thing about it is, the Silicon Valley people who are behind this scheme, they're so smart. So that's what makes it more evil, because they know exactly what they're doing. And I'm just so good. I know what they're doing, and that's why it angers me. I can't. And if you're watching this and you see this, please don't. This is how I can know who really watches this and rocks with me. Well, which of my friends really watch this, and which who just don't. And say they do. Say they want to support. Because if you say anything to me about sports gambling, I'm gonna go off on you first, because I'm gonna have to reiterate everything I'm saying in this video. Unfortunately, when you could just watched it and got the information for free, and then I'm gonna, because you didn't watch. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about it. I hate it. Like, it pisses me off. Like, it genuinely pisses me off seeing all this. Right, NBA, like it. And then it's targeting the kids. That's what's angering me too. Like, I hate when kids get targeted. It's targeting the kids, like, on these video games, Roblox, like. And then, Aiden Ross, even Drake, they're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars. There's this dude who I used to watch back in the day, named Nade Shot. I think he used to be a part of FaZe or Optic. I don't know. I forgot, because, like I said, I don't be in touch with these people no more. But he was he was on this podcast, and he was talking about how if he said how gambling was evil, and how it's bad. But he said they asked if like a gambling company would pay him $100 million, would he do a gambling ad? And he just flat out said yes. And I'm not joking. His words exactly were, "I would sell my soul for $100 million."
What if someone offered Nade Shot $100 million to promote gambling? And well, let's just say his tone changed.
I ain't turning down $100 million, bro. You got me fucked up, brother. I'll go on there and I will crypto gamble 24/7, dude. At that point, man, it's the parents' fault. Hey, I'm just working over here. You're gonna pay me more than LeBron? Brother, I would be lighting up, cash on fire, gambling crypto. I would sell my soul for 100 M's. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
We should clip this.
And that's what this stays. That's just not a random quote someone is saying as a joke. That tells you what this stuff is. Like, the fact that deep down he knew to, like, connect the dots. That was something inside of him, like that, because it's just the truth. That's selling your soul. I love Drake, of course. You should know that by now if you watch this. But he doesn't have a reason he doesn't need to be doing. Well, he probably does have a gambling addiction, and so I guess he's getting paid to do what he loves. But still, like, Aiden Ross, like XQC, all these streamers that are doing these crypto gambling, crypto thing, these poker games, like, they're just kids. Grown people don't watch their streams. Like, we all know that. They are promoting that to kids, and no one is stepping up and saying anything. You cannot tell me that you don't know they're promoting the kids. No, there's not grown people watching XQC no more. They're not watching Aiden Ross. Like, then the worst part about it is, they're now gambling, like, in most states, I think it's 21 or something like that. Like, they're promoting it to 18-year-olds. Like, so kids are getting raised on loot boxes, Roblox, gambling, microtransactions. And then as soon as they turn 18, have some type of freedom, they have a way to just do what they've been doing their whole lives and just spend their money out. And except for they're gonna win real life money off of it. And so they're gonna get that dopamine hit. There's no dopamine hit like money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Even remember that in all aspects of life. If you find yourself loving money too much, or being too much attached to money, there's a good chance you're committing evil some way or the other, some form. Like, I hate to tell you that. But yeah, money's dangerous. Like, this, and like Nathan, he sold his soul for it. It's bad. And the thing is, like, this stuff is creating degenerates. Yes, you people are degenerates. If you're spending money on gambling like that, you are degenerates, and it's not your fault. But you just got to be angry and step away from it and hold these people accountable. Like, cause they're doing it to your kids too. They're raising a lot of y'all watching this might be young kids who were raised on loot boxes. I know I was. A big controversy happened when this game. I'm a big Star Wars fan, as just some of y'all know. And so I had Battlefront 2 when it came out, and it was kind of the loot boxes was bad on that game. And I remember like early, that was just, and I didn't even pay no mind to it back then, but because I'm not really a gamer like that also. So, but imagine how many people play video games with the microtransactions, the loot boxes, and just easily transition into gambling. It's probably a lot of people, and yeah, we had to make a change, or I don't know, but yeah, guys, sorry, I just had to come on here and just rant a little bit. That's how I've always felt. Like, not always, of course, but yeah, I'm just feeling it more and more strongly. Like, just seeing every part of, I don't it's like they're forcing it. You know how they say, they're forcing gay stuff on us because when they show a gay person on the TV, and or they say, they see gay people in movies and stuff like that, and they say, oh, it's forcing the stuff on us, or forcing diversity on us when they see like interracial couples in advertisements, which y'all didn't know. Yeah, people say that. If that's crazy to you, a lot of people say that, but they're forcing gambling on people, like, and they're forcing something that, like, is sinful. Like this, America's already decided that, like, forcing cigarettes and nicotine and tobacco. Like, there was a big controversy with a lot of vape companies, obviously marketing to teenagers. So if we can call out that, why are we not doing it with gambling? Which the whole point of gambling is to have people lose their money on stuff. But yeah, like I said, if you're someone close to me and you come to me talking about some gambling, how much you made, or betting on that, then I know you didn't watch this, and I know, I don't want to have to go off on you. But guys, I also want to thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, thank you for over 100 views. That means a lot to me. That was a big something to brighten my day up, brighten my week up, my month actually, my summer, my year. But yeah, until next time.